Hi, and welcome to Knitting Blooms. My name is Tina, also known as Bloomingknitter, and this is episode number 61, and it is Thursday, June 28th at like 7:15. It's early. I've been up since 5. I've already got in a workout. It's going to be a crazy day. I had planned on recording this evening. However, I really would like to attend the Spinning Guild meeting this evening, and I just didn't think I would be able to get the recording done this evening before I went to the Spinning Guild meeting, and I really wanted to get an episode out this week. A lot of people had contacted me and, expressed their condolences, sending their prayers and what have you regarding my grandmother, and said, if you don't record this week, it's not a big deal. But it's kind of like my escape, I guess, because my knitting, I can kind of pull myself away. I started knitting when I was devastated by one of my losses from a pet, and it has really carried me through, and that's what I'm hoping it does with, through this time, from losing my grandmother. We weren't extremely close, but, it's always sad to lose a member of the family, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm just trying to get this recorded so that I can go to the Spinning Guild meeting tonight, so that I can, have a little time for myself before I spend the weekend, celebrating my grandmother's life and, everything that she did in her life. She had a long life, and she did many, many things. So, anyway, let's move on. I might be breaking this up into pieces. I might record some of it now and some of it when I get home from work, because I don't know how long I'm going to chat, and I have to leave for work in just about an hour, maybe a little bit sooner, so hopefully I won't talk that long. Like I said, I didn't do a whole lot of knitting this week, but I only have one project to show you, but I have a lot to chatter about. So I first want to start by saying thank you to everybody who contacted me this week regarding the loss of my grandmother. I really appreciate it. It was like getting a virtual hug. Every time somebody, PM'd me or plurked, to me or emailed me or whatever. It was really nice to know that everybody is out there, thinking about me and my family, and they sent their caring thoughts to us. Like I mentioned, this has been busy this week. Today is crazy busy. Tomorrow I leave to go to DC. It's been busy, busy, busy this week. It just seems like every single day there's something going on. I think Monday was the one and only day that I didn't have something going on. Usually my weeks are pretty quiet. I get up, I go to work, I come home. I used to work out at night, but now I'm working out in the morning. I come home, I just can, putz around the house, do a little house cleaning, and then sit down and watch TV. Usually I can sit down by 6:30, 6:45, and just relax for the rest of the evening. And that really hasn't been the case this week. Tuesday I got a haircut. Yesterday morning I had to take Marty in for a haircut. And last night we had the HVAC guys come out. I'm looking up at ceiling tiles out everywhere. They were trying to map out where they were going to put the ductwork, and as it turns out, we pretty much have to basically change the whole layout of our basement. Because where our boiler is now, there is no possible way to put the furnace in that spot and get the ductwork to where it needs to be to properly heat and cool the house. So we are losing a bit of space in our basement living area over, for those of you who have been to Club, over where the coffee station is. And the only reason that we agreed to this was because we were already had thoughts in our mind about rearranging the basement once the baseboard heaters are gone. So I think it will turn out okay, but what it does is it causes a lot more work for us. Not so much in the short term, but putting it back together again. So I probably won't be having Club at my house for the next couple of months because pretty much the whole house is going to be in construction. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think the payoff in the end is going to be worth it. And I am drinking coffee this morning because it's morning. The last couple times I have podcasted, it has been evening, and if I drank coffee at 6 o'clock at night, I'd be up till 2 a.m. So, needless to say, the next few months are going to be very, very busy. We haven't scheduled the actual installation of the furnace yet. They're going to call me back today to do all that scheduling. But we still have a lot of work. We have to take the whole drop ceiling down. We have to remove the baseboard heaters. We have to cut out a section of our deck in order to put the condensing unit. We had to make a list because there were just too many things. The list was growing as we were going through the house. So yeah, it's gonna be busy. I don't know how much knitting I'm gonna get done because on the weekends it's gonna be work, 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 work. Now, we won't work from sun up to sundown. More than likely, we will get up in the morning, have breakfast, have a leisure morning, and then probably about 9 o'clock get started on, working. Even though I want to get the stuff done, I like to have, on Saturday and Sunday morning, I like to have, time to have a cup of coffee, to have breakfast. So I insist on that. But we'll probably get up and work from like 9 to maybe 2 or 3 o'clock with whatever we're doing. So then I'll have time, a little bit of time in the morning while I'm kind of chilling. Usually I'm reading in the morning when I'm having my coffee. I go out and I sit in the gazebo and have a cup of coffee and read my book for a little bit. But in the evening I probably will get time to do a little knitting, but we'll see how it goes. I might have short shows for the next month, but that's okay because it's summer and people want to be outside and whatnot. Anyway, last week I mentioned that I was really behind on posts and in the threads on the group. I did catch up with one. I was hoping to catch up with the other before I recorded this show, but it was kind of like a spur-of-the-moment thing last night to record this morning rather than this afternoon. So hopefully still today I will get caught up on that thread, and I think there was a couple more posts in the episode thread from last week as well that I'll need to catch up on. I am still doing that, so fear not, I will get caught up. I did get caught up on most of my PMs. I have, I've been trying to keep up on them since then. I may have one or two that I haven't responded to. I also want to give you an update on Mickey. A lot of people have been contacting me and asking how he's doing. He's doing much better. The test results did come back, and they came out positive for IBS as well as pancreatitis. So he's on medication for those things. I think that it has a lot to do with his diet, because we changed him to a hyperallergenic diet, and within 24 hours we were seeing improvement. But we also, at the same time, we also started all the medication. I seriously don't think the medication could have worked that quickly, but possibly. He also got a shot of B12 at the same time. So I don't know if it's just the combination of everything, or if it really was the food that he's always had problems with that. You know, we're having foods and then not responding well to them. But he had always done so well since we had him on the wet food. But we'll see how it goes. He's on a month-long antibiotic, and he is on 2 full weeks of prednisone, and then we start to wean him off of it. And hopefully after this month, the prednisone will last a little bit longer than the antibiotic. And the B12 shots, he gets 1 shot once a week, I think for 6 weeks, and then I think it's once a month for a year or something to that effect. I'm not really sure. So, and we do that at home, so we don't have to take him in. The vet has agreed to allow us to give the shot at home, since I've given shots and fluids and whatnot to other animals, so they felt comfortable with letting me do that. So he is doing better. He is having solid stools, which was a big problem before. Still not going to the bathroom in the litter box, but I think that's just a matter of him getting back to used to his body, and not being in pain or, you know, upset stomach or whatever, you know, when he's going to the bathroom, you know, which is why I think he was going to the bathroom outside the litter box. So he is doing better. He's always been a happy kitty, and that's why we just never realized that anything was wrong with him, because he's always a happy kitty, you know. I mean, after he eats, he's actually sitting over on the couch here, and after he eats, like most people, you just want to take a nap after you eat. So after he eats is when he's the most chilled. But other than that, he is a happy kitty. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the charity. I had planned on doing the Charity June drawing when I recorded this week. But because I'm recording another day early, originally I would have recorded on Saturday. But then I had mentioned that I might record Friday night, but now that I'm going to be in DC Friday night, I'm recording on Thursday, and then now it's even Thursday morning. So as I was going to do the drawings this morning, I was thinking, you know, what difference does it make if we wait one more week? There's no difference. It will give you guys an opportunity to finish up your projects. You'll have till Saturday, actually probably later than that, to post your charity projects to enter to win. So I'm going to hold off on the drawing until next week. So that way you guys can have more time to get your projects completed and enter to win. I do want to mention, though, that you will only be able to win one prize for this particular contest. So if you have multiple entries, it increases your chance of winning, but you can't win more than one prize. So I just want to point that out. So I will be doing the drawing next week for the Charity June when I record, probably on Saturday, maybe. I might record on Friday night. Plan on me recording on Friday night, and that's probably when I'll do it. Also, Jessica J. Peled from the Knitting Brooklyn podcast has contacted me and asked me if I would mention a charity that she's supporting. Her cousin is a teacher in a high poverty area in Brooklyn, and she has set up a website. I think it is. Hang on, I have my confirmation right here. Donors Choose, and I guess it's an organization that brings connects people to the classrooms or something. I'm not exactly sure how it works. It's an online community connecting people with classrooms in need. So Julie, who is the cousin of Jessica, she has set up this website, and she wants to get some literature for her classroom, and she needs some money to do that. And what's very cool about this website is she has the books listed that she wants to get for the classroom and how much it's going to cost. And really, it's only $407. And I think she's going to meet that pretty quickly, because when I made a donation, she was already halfway there. More than halfway there. So I will link in the show notes how to go over to the website and make a donation if you so choose. But Jessica is doing a drawing for the Coastal Kids collection. She's doing, for anybody who makes a donation, she is doing a prize drawing. So if you make a donation to the school, you have an opportunity to win this book as well. So $5, $10, whatever you can do, help it out, help out the school. Again, like I said, it's only $407, and I hope that it allows her to go over that amount, because I know how generous knitters are, and I'd hate to see that it's cut off just because she didn't have more books selected. Maybe there are some other books that she wants, but she wanted to kind of keep it under a certain limit. But anyway, if you are inclined, please go over to the website. It is donorschoose.org, but you can get the information from the Knitting Brooklyn podcast website, which is www.knittingbrooklyn.blogspot.com. And again, I will link that in the show notes. I'll link Jessica's podcast in the show notes, as well as the direct link to the website for donation. So I thought that was appropriate, since this is Charity June after all. Alright, let me put my coffee down so that I can talk to you about the featured dyer, which is Hambly, and I forgot to bring over the prize. And I opened the website earlier, and I must have gone off of it. So now I have to go and pull it back up again. So Hambly is in the UK, but I have to say that her prices are very reasonable, and shipping to the US is very reasonable. So definitely go check out what she has to offer over there, because she has some very nice things. Here is what's currently up. This is what some of the things that she updated in last Monday's update. She had an update on Monday the 26th. Most of what she updated was fiber, but she does have some yarn as well. Just show you some of the, here's some of the sock yarn that she has in her shop. And like I said, her prices are very reasonable, and she has some really awesome colors. if you like bright colors, I mean, look at this. This one right here is just beautiful. And then that green, it's just, the colors are so vibrant. I love it. And then a lot of her fibers as well. It looks like she's trying a new technique, or maybe it's an old technique that she's been doing, but with just a splattering of color on some of these ones at the top. There's just a splattering of color on them. But this is another one down here that I really like. So go and check out her shop, and I will be drawing for the prize, probably not next week, but the following week. I think originally it was going to be next week, but because of all the craziness, and plus I forgot to post the thread early enough in the week, I have decided that I'm going to hold off and do it the following week. So go and check out her shop. Order some stuff. Her 4-ounce bumps, I think they're 4 ounces, of fiber are only $12 US. Actually, this particular one, oh, this one's $17.50, but it's 150 grams. So what is that? How many? But most of them, like the 4-ounce ones, I think. Let's see, this one. Well, this one's 100 grams, and it's $12. So not bad at all. And the U.S. shipping is only $6.60. So very reasonably priced, and awesome colors to go and check out. So there you go. And again, the thread is up in the group, and you can enter to win a skein of yarn that I didn't bring over here. Okay, I think that's oh, I want to mention the Fiddle Knits Design cowl for Fantasia. It's a mystery knit along that's going to start in August, I think. Let me pull out my sheet on that. Yes, August 9th, the first clue will be released. She is selling patterns and yarn kits for the knit along. But if you order before July 15th, you can get a slight discount on the pattern and the yarn. She has it written for 2 sizes, a shawlette and also a larger shawl. And again, you can purchase the yarn and the pattern together as a kit. You either need 2 skeins or 1 skein, depending on which one you're going to do. The small kits are $19 and the larger kits are $36. But if you wait until after July 15th, I think the price goes up by $4 or $5. I know that the large kit goes up to $39, pretty sure. So the pattern is $4 before July 15th, and after July 15th it's going to be $5. That's what that says here, but I thought I read somewhere else that it was going to be $6, but maybe not. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm losing my mind, which is entirely possible with the week that I've had. So I am planning on knitting that, or knitting along with that mystery cowl. I already ordered my yarn, which was naughty. I should have gone to my stash and pulled something out, but I didn't. I don't know why I have this problem, but I do. So I ordered, I think it was called Sailing. It was a blue, and I wanted something a little bit different than what I have. Although I have 2 blue shawls. I'm working on the summer solstice knit along with a bright blue. I knit the mystery knit along. I can't remember what. I think it was Knitting Like Crazy. That one was blue. But this is a light blue. The Sailing is more of a light blue. So it's going to be a little bit different. I won't have my yarn for a while. I think the yarn is supposed to ship around July 15th. So I'll be able to show you that when it arrives. Okay, I think that's all my chatter. Let me talk about my whips. I had hoped to have a finished object for you today, and I probably would have had a finished object for you today if I had recorded this evening. But I don't. The projects that I'm not going to show you today are Color Affection. Got no knitting done. In fact, a lot of you heard on Plurk that on Saturday I cut my finger. I still have the Band-Aid on because it was a fairly deep cut, and it bled. I had to hold my arm above my head for over an hour to get it to stop bleeding. And then when it stopped bleeding, I started being more active and I bumped it and it started bleeding again. So I was back to holding my arm above my head for an hour. Needless to say, knitting has been quite challenging this week. Mostly because I am a pusher. When I knit, let me just get my, oh, and you know what? I'm in the middle of a row on this, but we'll get to that in a minute. So when I'm knitting, I'm pushing my needle back in with this finger. So it's been quite challenging because the first part of this week, my finger was very, very sore. And to push with that, even touching it right there on that small part is sore. But to push it with my finger was sore. Now, I have two Band-Aids on top of one another because I have to put two Band-Aids because it's right at the tip. So this part of my finger is double padded, but this part up here, not so much. That's where I just touched and it was sore. Anyway, so pushing the needle back with my finger was challenging. So for the first part of the week, I was pushing with my my middle finger, and it was very awkward because that's not how I normally knit, but I wanted to knit, and that was the only way that it was possible. By about Tuesday, my finger felt a little bit better. It wasn't throbbing as much, and I was able to knit a little bit better. But I did find that working on the summer solstice shawl, the nups were not very easy to do. And actually, I'm not really excited about how the shawl is coming out with the nups. So I ordered more beads in hopes to still be able to use beads on my shawl. But the beads that I have were just not going over. Now, I might have just ordered a bunch of beads for no reason, and maybe it's just the yarn is too thick or too tightly plied, as the all-knowing Kagi TM pointed out to me this week. I love her. She knows everything. I just need to have like a hotline to her whenever I have a question. So I might be using beads. I'm gonna hopefully get them by the next week when I get home and try them out. And if I find that I can get them on the yarn pretty easily, then I'm probably going to rip out the 4 rows that I've already done. Haven't gotten very far on it because of my finger. I got 2 rows done on it. I think I had 2 rows done on it last week. And then this week I did 1 row, and it just really was hard on my finger. So the only project that I really worked on this week was the Through the Loop shawl. But summer solstice, I haven't worked on. I'm not showing you. It's only got 4 rows. It's barely worked on. Color Affection, didn't even touch it. And actually that project would have been the better project to work on this week because I probably could have knit continental style with my finger and it would have been fine. But I just didn't pick it up. I wanted to get the Through the Loop shawl completed. Fornicating Reindeer, didn't touch it. Inishbeg, didn't touch it. Effervesce, didn't touch it. I did work on the Just Ducky socks a little bit. I didn't show them to you last week as one of the projects that I had on the side that I didn't show you. But I did work on it a little bit, I think on Sunday or Monday. Again, it was one of those things where it was difficult to knit, and I was using my middle finger to push, and it was just awkward, so I wasn't knitting as fast as I normally would. But I will show you the Through the Loop shawl. I haven't quite finished clue number 4 yet, and I'm in the middle of a row. Because last night I started to knit this row, and Miss Sammy, who is sitting right over there, decided that no, it was time for her dinner, and she was not going to take no for an answer. And I thought, okay, I barely got started with the row, and I thought, I'm just going to finish the row, and then I will go make dinner for her. No. This is how far I got on the row. I mean, I was like probably here when she came to start bugging me, and I got that far, that much further. She's very persistent. She wants what she wants when she wants it. Yeah. Anyway, I did work on clue number 4, and I'm going to try and spread it out a little bit to show you without pulling it off the needles. But I put a lifeline in after clue number 3, which is right here where the marker is. You might not be able to see the lifeline very well, but the marker shows you where it is. So I did get almost all of clue 4 done. And I think I have 5 rows left of clue 4, and I got clue 5. And thanks to Kimberlolly, I didn't have a freak out. But I got the clue yesterday, or maybe it was Tuesday, and I looked at it, and there's another 40 rows. And I'm thinking, I don't think I have enough yarn for 40 more rows. I mean, and because at the time, I was still 10 rows back from finishing that row, or the clue 4. And I didn't really read the pattern. I just kind of glanced at it and saw that there was 40 more rows and another end section. And Kimberly was plurking about something, saying that she was enjoying it, and I just happened to ask her, you know, is clue 5 extra, that if you want to make it longer, you can? And she did text or plurk me back and said, yes, those are just extra rows if you want to make it bigger. And thank goodness, because I thought, I already had more yarn than the pattern called for, so I thought it would be fine, but I feel like I'm running short. I mean, I'm not running short. I still have quite a hunk here. But there's no possible way I'm getting 40 more rows and an edging with this. But I have 5 rows left of the clue 4 and the edging. And I figured I would have it done today at work. I don't think it would take me more than a couple hours to do, and more than likely I'll have at least an hour of knitting time at work today. So I don't have a finished object to show you, but I might do another quick segment when I get home to show you the finished object, because I can't show you much here today, or much here right now, because I'm in the middle of the row thanks to Sammy and dinner time. So maybe when I get home, I will pop down here real quick before I go to the Spinning Guild meeting, and you will see the finished shawl. It won't be blocked or anything, but so that's my whip. And like I said, I did work on the Just Ducky socks. The Just Ducky was the only other project that I worked on this week, but it really wasn't that much. So, but I did do some spinning, and I've started some new spinning. Before I get into spinning, and now I've got a chipped nail that's going to probably drive me crazy. I don't know how I got that. Before I get into talking about my spinning, I want to let you know what I found out about Gnome Acres. We all know that I got the Gnome Acres fiber. It was so vibrantly yellow and gray and orange. And I was expecting it to be that way when I finished spinning it. And so I was a little disappointed that when I opened up the braid, I found out that the fiber was dyed in the braid. And I went back to the Etsy posting, and I saw that she did in fact list in the posting that the fiber is dyed in the braid. So I can't be upset or disappointed in Gnome Acres because it's clearly listed there, and if I had read the listing I would have known that. I was just distracted by Ooh Shiny, and I had to have that. So I contacted her this week and I asked her, do you dye all of your fiber in the braid? And there's nothing wrong with it, really. Some people like lots of white spots, and I like lots of white spots sometimes. I just want to be aware of it before I get the fiber and am surprised. Her fiber prep was awesome. So if you haven't tried, what I got was Polworth Silk, and it was amazing. If you haven't tried her Polworth Silk blend, try it. It spun so smoothly. It was a joy to spin. It was awesome. I will absolutely be buying more fiber from her, especially the Polworth Silk. But I just wanted to know how she dyes her fiber. Some people were disappointed about the fact that it wasn't a gradient. That didn't bother me. It was the white spots that I wasn't expecting. So anyway, so I contacted her to ask her if she dyes all of her fiber that way, and she said no. She said that she dyed the fiber that way because that is what Diane and Amy, Diane Knittables and Amy Froggy Monkey from the Knitting in Circles podcast, that's what they decided that they wanted. So I should have known. I mean, I don't know if they knew that that's how. I don't know. I don't think I ever heard them mention that before in their podcast, because I watch both of those podcasts. But I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that she does not dye all of her fiber that way. Sammy is getting ready to get into my knitting bag over there. She likes to sleep in my knitting bag. Anyway, she does not dye all of her fibers that way, and she did specifically state that when she does dye a fiber that way, she does put it in the listing. So fear not if you are buying from Gnome Acres. If you do not see specifically that it is dyed in the braid, then you should be fine with the potency of the color. So I keep going back to her shop and wanting to buy more fiber because that, like I said, the fiber prep on that Polworth Silk was amazing, and I want to buy more. But then I keep looking at my stash behind me, and I say, I don't need to buy more right now. She's not going anywhere. I can buy it in a month or 2 months or whatever. She's not going anywhere. And in 6 months, she might have a whole new color line that I can choose from, because I have bought a few skeins of yarn and some of the colorways that I like. So I can wait. So I just wanted to point that out. And if you haven't tried Gnome Acres Polworth Silk, try it. But I did spin this week. I finished spinning the the Cloud Lover, and it is not washed or thwacked because I just took it off the bobbin last night. Wednesday, oh, that was yesterday. Yeah, I meant to soak it Tuesday, and I forgot because I finished spinning it Monday night. I had a virtual knit night with the girls from Knittopia, and I applied it Monday night when I was talking to them online, and I meant to come home on Tuesday and soak it, and so it would have time to dry. But Tuesday I went to get a haircut and then ended up distracted. So it wasn't until last night when I came downstairs with the HVAC guys and saw it sitting there, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to get this off the bobbin. And then I thought, oh, I need to soak it, and I'm thinking, if I soak it tonight, it is not going to be dry for tomorrow. So I just wound it off, and I didn't soak it. But there it is. It's looking very muddy on the camera. However, it does, the colors do stand out. There are some sections that are more pinkish, some sections that are more green. But I have been watching the Craftsy course on spinning dyed fiber. I think that's what it's called, spinning dyed fiber. And I am learning so much about how to not get the fibers, the colors muddied. And let me tell you, everything that I've done to date with spinning has been a let's see what I get kind of thing. You know, if I fractal spin it, or if I, you know, just spin it, break it in half once and spin it, you know, or Navajo ply it, or 3-ply it, or 2-ply it, or whatever. It's just been, I don't know what I'm going to get. Let's try this technique and see what we get. And hope we get something that's worth having. This fiber had lots and lots of colors. I don't know if there would have been a way to keep it from getting so muddy, because I didn't want to Navajo ply it, because I really want to make myself a pair of hand knit socks out of my hand spun. I don't know if I'm going to have enough yardage for this, but it is a 3-ply. It's a traditional 3-ply. It did turn out quite nice, but it does look kind of muddy. But this class is teaching me how to look at a fiber, look at how it's dyed, and plan how I want the outcome to come out. So I foresee that my spinning, my finished yarn, is going to be more what I'm expecting than let's see what I get kind of thing. Whereas how it's been now. This, you'll see that this is kind of twisting. I actually have it doubled up right now, but it is kind of twisting. Like I said, I have not washed it or thwacked it. But I don't worry about it being a little overspun right off the bobbin, because I know as soon as I wash it, it's going to relax quite a bit. And I have never had a problem with my yarn being overspun or underspun or whatever once I have washed it. It just all seems to come out in the wash. So that's my Cloud Lover. I really liked it. It was Falkland, I think. I think it was Falkland. I can't get this wrapped up back again, but anyway, it's going to be a pair of socks, hopefully, for me, if I have enough yardage. So we'll see. I will wash it and see how much yardage I have when it's all done. And I did start another fiber. I like I said, I spend a lot of time looking at my stash, trying to revive my interest in what I have rather than trying to buy more. And what I have decided is that I want to try and spin some things that have been in my stash the longest, as well as knit things from my stash the longest. So I pulled something out of my stash, and what my thought is that if I spin something that's old, then I can spin something that's new. And then I have to spin something that's old, and then spin something that's new. And then hopefully they will all come together. So I pulled out this braid of Wool Gatherings. It is a Polworth top. It's from Wool Gatherings. And she doesn't have colorways. She has a die lot number. But this is it. It's got purple and some yellow and a little bit of peachy color, some bright green. It is lovely, lovely goodness. And I have started to spin it. And what I did was I'm going to two-ply this. And I'm trying to keep the colors together. So what I did was I just split the fiber as evenly as I could straight down the center. So I have two balls that should be, the colors should line up pretty evenly. Obviously, they didn't come out to be the same exact weight. I think one was 57 grams and the other was 64 grams. So there's a slight difference there, but I can't see it being that much. I mean, there's going to be some barber pulling, but mostly the colors should line up. So I've been spinning that, and I'm having a good time doing that. I have it here on my Sidekick, and I put it on my Sidekick because I want to be able to take it to the guild meeting today, as well as take it to DC with me this weekend because Tour de Fleece starts. You could only really see the purple on the top. But I'm trying to spin it in a fingering weight 2-ply. And it's coming out quite nicely. I don't know how much I've spun on it so far, but I think the ball is about half the size of the original ball. So I think I've spun probably almost half. But it's very pretty. So this has been in my stash. This is one of the very first fibers I purchased. I purchased this before I went to Knitopia 2011 when I learned how to spin. So it's been sitting in my stash for well over a year. And I needed to spin it. So I pulled it out, and that's what I'm working on. I was going to say something else and now I forgot. So I am trying to spin it as a 2-ply fingering weight. I'm not sure. I'll probably make some kind of a shawl or something out of it. It's going to have very long color repeats, which is nice. Yeah. So that's my spinning. I do want to start something else on the Ladybug. I'm maybe thinking a loop bat. I'm nervous about the loop bat though. I want to do it thin so I can 3-ply it or Navajo ply it and get as much yardage as possible. So maybe that'll be next on the Ladybug. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Oh, I know what I was starting to talk about. Tour de Fleece. Huh. Tour de Fleece. And it's 8:07. I have to wrap this up. I'll be quick about it. Tour de Fleece starts on Saturday, the 30th. And I posted a new thread to the group because last week I talked about only one post per person. And I thought, no, I want to know what everybody is doing every single day. So, starting tomorrow, the 29th, you can post your goals, your personal goals to the challenge thread. That is your one post. Then throughout the Tour de Fleece, you can post every single day. One post every single day. And tell us what you're working on, and actually, yeah, tell us what you're working on and how far along on your progress have you made. Like, for instance, if your goal is to spin an ounce a day, or for 20 minutes a day, or whatever your goal is, each day log in and say, this is what I've been spinning today. Show a picture, because we all love to see pictures. And let us know if you met your goal for that specific day. But maybe your goal is to spin 8 ounces during Tour de Fleece. If that's your goal, maybe you'll just mention, okay, I spun 6 grams today. Or whatever it is that you've done. How far along are you on your progress? If it's a daily goal, or the whole Tour de Fleece goal, whatever it is. So every day, log on and post your progress and show a picture if possible. And then you'll have a chance to win prizes. And I haven't posted the pictures of the prizes yet, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 skeins of fiber. Braids of fiber. And if anybody would be interested in donating fiber for the event, if you're a dyer or what have you, let me know. So there will be at least a couple of bumps or braids of fiber. And Margaret, I haven't forgotten about answering your question. I might just email you, because I think I'm going to answer the question in a spinning video at some point in the near future. Anyway, so yeah, Tour de Fleece, you get a daily entry for a chance to win. So every time you enter daily, that's another chance for you to win. So I'm going to wrap it up, because I got to get off to work. And I will talk to you next week, probably on Friday evening. When I was recording on Friday evenings before, I really liked the fact that I could get it out of the way, and then I have all day Saturday to putz if I feel like it. But I don't think that putzing is going to be happening on a Saturday for the next few months. There's going to be lots of work going on. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for your prayers and your thoughts and your comments. If you feel so inclined to leave a star rating or a comment on iTunes, please do that for this podcast and all your other podcasts. And I hope you have more time to knit this week than I have, because it's been crazy. So that's all for now, and I will talk to you next Friday. Bye.